Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second vlog in the vlog series of interviews. We've managed to pin Geffen down here. He's not running a mountain today or anything. He's, I think, are you the newest and the youngest member to the vlog team?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the youngest, but that's probably no. Sarah's the youngest, but I might be the newest.
Sorry, Sarah. He's the youngest male, I think. So it's Geffen's vlog today. Geffen, who's your character on today then?
So today my character was the Shulamite woman, and yeah, so I was difficult to know really what who she was initially, and so that's like Darren was explaining in the last one. That's part of doing the vlogs is getting the opportunity to dig deep, you know, sometimes into finding out what these characters, who they were, and what part they play in the Bible.
Brilliant. So when you've been digging, Geffen, what does the name mean, Shulamite?
So the word I found, I might be wrong, but this is what I found. So it's a person from Jerusalem, so it's Shulamite, and it's similar to some of the other place names in the Bible that to be Sumerian type name. So a Sumerian is someone from Samaria, obviously, and then Shulamite would be a person from Jerusalem. So she was a woman from Jerusalem. Is the,
Brilliant.
the basic part of it. Yeah.
And what did you find out about her?
So to be honest, I hadn't done an awful lot of reading in the Song of Songs. I'd heard a little bit about, you know, some of the parts of it, and I'd read a little bit of it, but I almost found I didn't know what I was reading or why I'd be reading it, you know, what I was gaining from it. Whereas
It's in the Bible, yeah?
Yeah,
Just checking.
So in the Song of Songs, that's alleged to be written by Solomon, one of Solomon's book of wisdom. So yeah, finding out about her. So the book Song of Songs is, I heard that it says Song of Songs is like King of Kings. So Song of Songs is like the ultimate song. So it's the best song, and it's a series of love song poems, and it can be viewed in quite a few different ways apparently, but essentially it's a love poem, and today's is specifically chapter 4 verses 1 to chapter 5 verses 1. So that's one section of a poem, but yeah, it's about the pursuit of one person for another. You know, physical desire is a main theme in the book. If you've it's quite a racy book.
I had a quick read, yes. I blushed a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's like it says, yeah, it can make you blush, but you know, it's reality of human life, isn't it? You know that you know that we've got passion for when it's in the right settings. You know.
Yeah. So who do you think wrote it, the book?
So there's quite a few, you know. So it's depicted as written by Solomon, because it's in the context of Solomon's wisdom writings. Some people seem to find it difficult that it's written by Solomon himself. He had 700 wives, and this seems to pursue a passion for one woman, you know, and it's the whole story is the back and to from the female character Shulamite is pursuing the male character, the king, so Solomon, and then how he pursues her, and then the back and to the whole time. So some people find it hard to believe that it was written by Solomon because of his, you know, prolific amount of wives.
How did he write anything? He's had 2 wives a day.
Well, that's what I think. That's what maybe what the angle is, that someone else must have been writing it because he was too busy sorting other things out with that. But yeah, so it's essentially it's in the series from Solomon. The book is in, yeah.
And do you think she's a real person then?
Yeah, well, like I was saying before, so there's a few different ways of looking at the book itself. As you know, we can tend to overanalyze things sometimes, but from what I've gathered from the commentaries and such, is that it could be, you know, a real person, and it's a pursuit of one, and it does show like a human passion and human, you know, chasing one another, and it's a you know, it does make you blush, you know. It's like it is a, you know, a deep passion that they have, these characters, for each other. But in, you know, in the Jewish tradition, it's more so God is the king that they're talking about, and then the Shulamite is Israel, and so it's God's chasing Israel, and Israel's then chasing God, and then they're back into, you know, like lovers, you know, looking for each other the whole time, and the story doesn't actually ever end. You know, the actual Song of Songs doesn't end. It just carries on back and two like that, like a song, you know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What is the part of the Shulamite in the Song of Songs?
Yeah, so she's the, you know, the main character, and well, you know, one of the main characters, and actually she has quite a vocal part in it, and so she's talking as much as the king part of it's talking, and so it's a, you know, it's a collection of love songs, and how it flows back into the male and female. So like I was saying before, the other part that I didn't actually get to was that it's also could be viewed as wisdom. So she is Lady Wisdom. So because it comes from Solomon's stories of his wisdom stories, and he's it's Ecclesiastes and Song of Songs and the Book of Proverbs. So Proverbs is, you know, it talks about Lady Wisdom, and how she's you know, she's beautiful, and she's better than everything else, you know, and you know, and it's Lady Wisdom, that's the wisdom that comes from God, and so she can be depicting wisdom. So it's the pursuit, the passionate pursuit for the wisdom of God, you know, and how our physical desires, if we pursued God's wisdom in the same eagerness as we pursued our physical desires, then, you know, the kingdom would.
And Solomon was obviously a really wise king as well, wasn't he? He
Yes.
sought after wisdom and how to
for sure,
and stuff.
I
Yeah,
suppose he had plenty of practice with 700 wives too.
it's got to be wise to juggle those, haven't you? Yeah, be back in a minute, love. So what in your studies, and what metaphors how does it apply to our life today? What did you take from it?
Yeah, I think, you know, it comes back to seeing it as I think you can use it both ways. The seeing it as the plain sense of being two people and showing their passion towards each other. You know, that can apply to our lives of just the single pursuit of one person. You know, it's in the Christian view of having one man, one woman, and you know, our, you know, lifelong connection. You know, and how it should be. And then, or it could be, you know, the pursuit of the metaphorical pursuit of God's wisdom, like I was saying before, you know, and how we should, if we pursued it with the passion that we pursue our physical desires, you know, that we'd probably make much more headway, you know. But after looking, you know, a few things up, and one thing that came to me was it says that love is to know and to be fully known, and that's you know, to know someone so deeply, you know, and wanting to know is in the book it's showing, you know, how he describes her beauty, and he passionately wants to be with this person, but also having the vulnerability to be fully known, you know, and God fully knows us, and we have the desire to, you know, God's put his Holy Spirit in us, we want to desire to know him better, you know, and even on our bad days, we regret what we did, because we want to know God, and we know that separation that it brings us, you know, that when we've sinned and we've fallen short, and we're taking a step back from God, or we at least feel as if we have, you know what I mean? You know, that we feel that separation, and that's what that. And the other thing I found out as well was someone's description of love, you know, and love is the most transcendent thing in life, but so life-changing, you know, how, you know, you fall in love with, you know, with your wife, you know, and how you have children, it's life-changing, isn't it, you know, and it's a mystery to us, you know, why we fall in love with someone. And you know, the same question we could ask is why God loves us, you know. And lots of people struggle with that, you know, why does God love me? You know, I'm not worthy of his love, but you know, we're not worthy of his love. But you know, someone could say the same about, you know, is anyone worthy of their love? It's God's chosen to love us, you know, like we've chosen our partners and wives. So those are the main things, you know, that. So the love aspect of it, and then some say it's an allegory, you know, like I was saying before, between Israel and God, and Christ and the church, and Lady Wisdom, and us pursuing that and getting to know God. But yeah, it was I enjoyed learning more about it, because I think I've avoided Song of Songs a little bit because I didn't really know what to do with it, you know. But I did like the spin that I heard was, you know, the Lady Wisdom and the Shulamite, and how we should pursue wisdom, you know, with passion, you know, and the wisdom of God and not our own or worldly wisdom, you know.
Yeah, I think when we were chatting in church the other day about a birthday, and we were talking about age, weren't we? We won't discuss that now. But when you're younger, you do strive after love, don't you? You strive after the physical things. But as you get older, you realise that actually striving after the wisdom and making the right decisions in life is so much more important than striving after the silly things you did when you were younger.
It's things that are fleeting, isn't it? You know. You know, love or passion that's fleeting, you know, is when you're young, is that you pursue that, and you know, as you want to put down roots, you know, you're talking about that as we were in church the other day as well, and putting down roots and having a stable relationship, and you know, pursuing that in that love, you know, it's not just a, you know, like you were saying the other day in your vlog that
5 minutes ago when we recorded it
that you know, having that carrying on, isn't it, and being forgiven and keep carrying and keep loving that person, you know. It doesn't just end because one thing, just like God forgives us, you know.
Were you going to mention a song as well?
So I was looking and I found a song that has the actual part of Song of Songs 8 chapter 8 verse 7 and 8 as parts of the chorus, and it was placing me like a seal over your heart, like a seal over your arm, for love as I have, strong as death, is jealous, unyielding as the grave. It burns like a blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Many waters cannot quench this love. You know, and that is God's love for us. You know?
Yeah. Could you put the song in the description, do you think?
Yeah, I have got the YouTube link, and I'll link it in. That'll be good.
Brilliant. Maybe next time we'll be on the top of Snowdon doing an interview or something.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Keeping it interesting.
Yes. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's it from me. And thank you, Darren, for helping me with this one. And we'll see you all soon. Thanks very much.
God bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.